In this video, we are going to talk about two important things. First, what is DSA? Second, why any coder should learn the DSA. Now, before we see about these two things, I'll take a simple problem. With that problem, I'll try to cover these 2 points. So that problem is finding given number is prime or not. So if you learn any programming language, like when you study about loops, this is one of the question you might have encountered. So, if you want to check any number is prime or not, what is the simple logic we will use? So we'll take all the numbers. Let's say the number n is equal to 144. I want to check. So we'll start from 1 and we'll take one by one. We'll start dividing. So how many factors that are there, we try to count it. So if you see here, so here I have taken one number, like let's say n144. Right. So what I wrote, all the numbers starting from 1 to 144. Now I'll try to check, is 1 divides 144? Yes. 2 divides? Yes. 3 divides? Yes. So like that, I'll try to count all the, divisors, friends, which means factors. So if you see here, I listed down all the factors here, like 1, 2, 3. So 1 is a factor, 2 is the factor, 3, like that total till 144. These are all the factors that we have got. So in the first approach, what I do, I'll start from, let me call this is approach number 1. So first approach, I'll start from 1, then 2, I'll go till the last number and I'll count total how many factors are there. So if I found out factors are more than 2, then what does it mean? It means the number is not prime. But what is a prime number actually? Before we see. So any number divides by 1 and with that number is called as a prime number. So starting from 1, going to till that number and counting how many factors are there. When I know that factors are more than 2, greater than 2, which means number is not prime. Yeah. So this is one approach, friends. Okay. So next approach, what we can do is, already, the number 1 and the number itself are obviously factors. Any positive number if you take. So what I'll do, I'll avoid this and this, right? And I'll start from number 2 to like one number before that, means till 143. I'll go and divide the numbers. I mean that number 144, right? So because of this, at any point of time, okay, think for some time, any point of time, if I found out that, let's say, this is not, this anyhow we are ignored, okay? If I found any one of the other factor, which means I can stop and I can tell that this is not a prime number, right? So here itself, if you see, I found a number 2, which is again divides the number 44. Then in fact, I no need to go all these 3, all remaining whatever the factors that are there, right? The simple intuition, right? Okay, if number is not prime, okay, this might, but if number is prime, so in the worst case, you might need to go till 143 because we can't give any guarantee, right? Now, look, like compared to previous approach, which is running for n. Now here, what we have done, 2 factors we have ignored, and n minus 2 comparisons, or n minus 2 divisions we are trying to perform. If the number is prime, okay, number is not prime, this might work. If number is prime, the still we need to go till, but in terms of divisions, okay, so n minus 2 we have able to remove it. Okay, so this is the second approach. Let's go and see the next approach. Okay, so now think careful, and if you see this table, friends, starting from 1 going till 144, in fact I wrote all the factors here, right? So in this approach, it is taking n minus 2. Now in the third approach, so if you see the root of 144, if you observe the root of 144, which is nothing but 12. Now, if you can find out factors from 1 to 12, if you see here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, all the factors. Now from after 12 onwards, if you try to see next factors, if you observe carefully on the left hand side and if you see the right hand side, same things are going to get repeated. So therefore, from here, what we have observed, you no need to go till last number, that is 143, not required. If you go till half of that, if you see here, if you go till half of that number, then whatever the left hand side are there, okay, so that is enough, friends. If you see 9 into 16, 8 into 18, 6 into 24, right? So therefore, half, I mean, till root n, that is enough. So which means in this approach, if you go 1 to root n, that is enough. Okay. Now because of this, our earlier first approach, n divisors, afterwards n minus 2, afterwards it is root n. It is root till root n, that is enough, friends. Okay. Now even in root n also, still some betterment we can do. Like what we can do in root n also. First of all, 1 you can directly remove because we know 1 definitely divides any number. Start from 2. Now, when you're starting from 2, if you think carefully, friends, is it required to do 4, 6, 8, all these even numbers? Think careful. Is it required? No, not required. Not required, friends. I hope take some time and try to think why these no need to check. If you check only odd, that is enough. So we started with n, then n minus 2, then root n, and still even root n also some of the divisors we are skipping actually, division operations. So like now the term, like, so this is since only one number, so we have stored it here, friends. Now let's say what if I'm having 10,000 numbers or 1 crore numbers if I'm having, then I have to take 1 crore variables if I want to check 1 crore numbers. So taking 1 crore variables is impossible. So then I should require some data structure. What is data structure? In the name itself says that it will structures the data. Data structures means it structures the data, like what way you want to store it in the data. Okay, so a lot of data structures that we are having, like arrays, stacks, queues, binary search tree, AVL tree, heap, graph. Don't worry if you don't know any one of these, but every data structure have its own specialty, friends. Okay, so I'll share one example. No, we want to get good understanding about it. Let's say, friends, I want to travel from, let's say, Chennai to Hyderabad. Okay, so popular, we will use Google Maps, right? So I typed the source as Chennai, destination as Hyderabad. Now, when I'm pressing the enter, it is taking some time to load to show the best route. So here, if you see Chennai to Hyderabad, so one way it is showing via Nellore, we can go to Hyderabad. Maybe there are many other ways are there. If you want to from Chennai to go to Hyderabad, I can go Bangalore, then Hyderabad I can go. But it should suppose to the, shortest path that is available. Let's say if I want, it is showing 13 hours, another way 24 hours, another route also there which take 48 hours, but shortest time I need to reach from Chennai to Hyderabad. So here what is happening here? So Chennai, Hyderabad, like that, so many cities are there. So how they are able storing all the cities, and what is their distance, how they are storing, and after storing everything, what algorithm they are applying there. So there is something called Dijkstra algorithm is there, which will find out from shortest route from single source to multiple paths are there. That is one of the algorithm, right? And there is something called Floyd Warshall algorithm is there. So these are all the different algorithms, friends, right? So the data structure algorithms, both are completely different terms actually. Data structure is used to store the data in efficient manner. Okay, so if you take this graph example only, maybe even you can store all the cities in the arrays also. But that might, if you store it completely in arrays, we might not use effectively. At the end, everything in a memory stored in arrays only. But there is people invented term called graph. Right now, on top of the graph, the algorithms came actually, different graph algorithms like BFS, DFS, Dijkstra, as I said, Bellman-Ford. So these are the different algorithms, friends. So data structure is different and algorithm is different. Don't get confused. So if any problem is given, now what is DSA problem is done. Why any coder should learn DSA? Let's come to that question. I had one problem like solving, let's assume you are trying to implement a same kind of maps to your company, let's assume, right? So your company had some networks. So I don't want to use Google Maps and I want to create my own maps. Then, so you should first of all find out what are all the cities, let's say you are working, your company tries to do the service. Then you need to store all the cities. On top of that, you have to design some own algorithm. See, every algorithm have its own pros and cons, friends, because you need to analyze the time complexity ultimately. So therefore, if any problem is given, first you need to start with what are all the algorithms that are there. If you take simple prime number example only, we started with n, then n minus 2, then root n. Even in root n also, so many we have avoided the divisors. I avoided all the even numbers. Right now, therefore, identifying the right data structure is most important. Any problem that is there. After identifying the right data structure, what is the right algorithm that I can apply on the data structure? Now, if you take the graph problem only, many algorithms are there. But out of that, which algorithm giving the best time complexity, which means less time complexity, right? So all these logics, friends, and that logics directly or indirectly will helps to solve the problems on your company. Might ask some other problems, right? So to solve that problems, these intuition or this knowledge which you're learning now will definitely helps there. So one more example, and I'll conclude it. So let's say I want to book a movie ticket, friends. So we might be thinking that, there is a lot of things that are happening in the book my show. But what happening, friends, everything will convert it into a simple 2D array only. Okay, so where you can see all the seats number, if you see these are all the rows and these are all the columns. So whichever seat you want, ultimately it's boiled down to a simple 2D array. So then multiple, like next if I time, like next India match, when it is happening. Now when I shooting this, it's on the 11th. We yesterday itself, I mean 10th we lost at the match. Right now, if you see, then next, when is the next day India match? Now if you see here total, how much time it is giving the result? Now if I press enter, see it is taking 0.59 seconds. The time, if it is take 1 hour, who will stay, no one have that much time, right? So therefore, see how much time it is giving, just in 0.59 seconds, not even complete second also. Next it is saying that New Zealand versus India next match. Out of these many results, like how fast your algorithm is working. Why do you think Google becomes so popular? Because of the search engine, right? And what search algorithms it is using? Something called binary search. Or if you take any phone book, if your phone book, if you take, so how the names are going to organize in a form of lexicographical order. Why they ordered in the lexicographical order? Because if you order in the lexicographic, binary search you can apply easily. So normal search will take n, it will reduce into log n comparisons. So all this going to learn, friends, in at Masai. We teach all these things in a proper manner, right? So I hope I answered two questions. What is DSA? Why any quarter should learn DSA? Yeah, that's it, friends. So thank you for watching.